Hi, I'm Kay. I'm the lifestyle coach at Avenu Fitness. And today I have with me Casey, and she is one of our most amazing trainers. She not only trains just on the floor with strength training, she also does Pilates. And so she's one that kind of bounces back and forth between the two. And I would even love to start there if you're okay with that. What is that like for you? Seriously, being someone that's got to mentally switch back and forth between two different types of training. What's that like for you?
Yeah. I mean, initially it was kind of terrifying. I was like, I don't know that like my brain will be able to make that transition.
Yeah.
And luckily I have leaders that push me to be better. So Brent was like, well, try it, do it. And so I was like,
Yep.
okay. It actually has been so great. Like it did take a little bit of adjustment period, but I love the like knowledge and just kind of the different perspective that Pilates offers.
Yeah.
Megan knows this. I hate saying it out loud, but I'll always be a strength girl, like deep down. So, but she has taught me so much value in that, like, okay, that's what you love, that's where your heart is. But like
Mm.
this, knowing this, being able to work your body in these like really specific kind of ways will help
Yeah.
on the other side. And that's been really neat for me. It's been really cool for me to be able to share that knowledge with my clients and be able to like push them into trying new things too, from a educated perspective.
Yes. Yes. And I've had the privilege of getting to be with you in both, like
That's great.
take Pilates from you and then strength
Yeah.
training as well. And it's amazing that you can do both. And it kind of goes with one of the things that I want to talk with you about today, just the mental and emotional side, kind of one of the things that lifestyle does. While it handles the food aspect, we believe, we talk about it a lot, that there's the mental side, there's the emotional side that helps the physical. We're just holistic in what we think.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I wanted to just ask you about is, I mean, that's a lot of cognitive like transferring from one place, coming out, going into the other place, which could be hectic, like you're talking about. But at the same time, you're just a person that, is able to be pretty peaceful and pretty steady in the midst of when there's a lot going on. You're able to handle it. And so that's one of the things I love about you is when the pressure's on, like you're able to just navigate through it. And so I'd love for you to kind of talk into that. Like, what do you do personally to help yourself stay centered and being able, and while you may be like, inside, but you're able to, like connect enough internally and mentally to be able to offer that to somebody else because you do it so well.
Thanks. I actually grew up in like kind of a semi-hectic environment. And so from like a young age, I learned how to like kind of do that, like not rock the boat, kind of study things a little bit. So I actually, as an adult, had to work the other way into like showing more expression and being a little bit more vulnerable. So I think I just really like try to find that center inside. Like I'm super logical, so I'm able to kind of like take over. I also have such great people in my life. So my ladies that are right after my Pilates session know that I like run out like a crazy lady. And then just having that awareness to be like, okay, know yourself, know that you're being a little bit crazy or a little too not crazy. And then kind of make that adjustment on purpose. Some things happen organically in life and some things really don't. So you have to kind of make that choice to be who you want to be, to do what you want to do. So there's a lot of deep breathing that happens. Okay, and here we go.
Yeah, right.
So I also, like I was saying, just like knowing yourself, like I know that I need to take time to be alone every week. I need to take time to have good conversations. I like walk the line between introvert and extrovert. So having like those kind of deeper conversations, which is one of the reasons I love you so much, because we can just sit there and be like, we're there. And then like reading, just kind of like finding those specific things that help me rejuvenate. This past weekend was Memorial Day, and I, like, the extrovert in me wanted to like do all the things, like go to the
Yeah.
beach and see people and hang out. And the introvert that like needs that peace and like helps me find that like levelness
Hmm.
totally won over. And I repotted plants instead. And
And they looked awesome. I saw pictures.
thank
They
you.
looked awesome. You're welcome.
I'm trying so hard. The like
Yes.
box checker in me is like, I will make this work.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so I think it's just that combination of like we all have our experiences and learning to be the best version of ourselves. And I'm really grateful that that's one of mine. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, and I love what you said. I just kept, as you were talking, I'm like, one of the things I love about you as well is you're just genuine. You know what I mean? You're going to be where you are. And I love that about you, like you're
Yeah.
going to know where you stand, and you're going to know, you just go straight in for it. And that's one of the things I love about you. It's just your genuineness. And also you just add a lot of value to people, whether you're I've watched you in both scenarios where you add value to people that are unable to add value back, which I think is one of the hardest things, is when we find ourselves in a place where that's not going to be reciprocated. That value is not going to be transferred back and forth between the relationship. And so I've watched you in those settings be able to continue to add value while not receiving it. And then I've also watched you in amazing settings where it is beautiful. I feel like our relationship is that it's like we add value to one another.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that like for you when you're in a relationship, you're adding value, that value is not coming back this way? What does that look like for you? How do you process that?
I mean, I think step one is just identifying those things, like those people and spaces in which you're just put there to give into a circumstance. And that's part of why I love doing what I'm doing. I mean, all of my clients are so educated and so smart, but being able to offer them something that probably won't come back the other way, as far as just like exercises, whatever,
Right.
is really cool to be able to like help their physical body. And probably they aren't going to help mine. Maybe they will, but
Right.
always open to opportunities.
Yep.
But yeah, so I think step one is just identifying it. And I love it. I love being able to be that person for someone. We all need that person.
Mm-hmm.
And in a weird way, actually, that does add value back to me, is being like, this is no strings attached. This is for you. I'm here for you. I really enjoy.
Yeah. And being willing to do that. I mean, and I think that it takes, where you just step out of this mindset of going, man, some things aren't going to be give and take, but I'm going to offer you what I have. And that goes back to one of the things that I said in the middle of it, where you're just genuine. And I think you lead from that place. And so it allows it to be where you can, add value, and you're not looking for that to be reciprocated. And I love what you said about knowing the relationship. I think that's one of the key things. And I appreciate you saying that, because I think that would help us out all so much, is if we would just continue to know the relationship that we're in, know really what that relationship is going to offer and what that relationship can handle. So Casey, thank you. Is there anything you would add before we hop off? Is there anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, other than just recognizing those relationships and knowing they can't all be that. Like, you do have to have that mixture of people, and even within the people that are back and forth, like, I think everybody and every friendship and every relationship offers something different. And I think as a whole person, you have a lot of that variety and a lot of that difference in there, and that just helps us all be good humans.
No, I agree with you. And I think the thing is, and we'll end on this, is just continuing to be good humans, to use Casey's phrase, and also just walking in humanization all the time, like caring for one another and just being in the moment and understanding the capacity of a person to where we can be. So I love it. Thanks for hopping on with me. Appreciate it so much. Value our relationship. And so thanks for joining us, and there'll be more to come. Bye.
Bye.